Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good. Thanks for coming here today. This is a very important day for Fresno State Athletics, and one that I'll tell you we've been very intentional about. Today, this is really about positioning Fresno State for the future. As we know, college athletics has been changing daily, and I've been very, very stern about that we are going to attack these challenges head on. This is not something that is a detriment to our growth. This is something that can be an advantage for us and a competitive advantage at this. So why are we doing this? Well, between NIL, revenue sharing, transfer portal, rising costs, the old model doesn't work the way that it used to. And we have a responsibility not just to keep up, but lead. We want to lead. We're Fresno State. We don't just rest on our laurels, sit back and wait for things to happen. We go out and we attack. That's how this valley was built. That's how this valley is always going to be, is based on grit and hard work, and that's what we're going to do here at Fresno State. But part of this as well is making sure that all of our revenue areas, from corporate sponsorships, ticketing, fundraising, premium seating, and NIL, are aligned and working together. Those of you that have had conversations within this room, we've talked frequently about we need to be more like a pro sports model. What we can't have is one of our great sponsors, benefactors, donors, ticket purchasers to have 5 different meetings. We need to have one meeting and really capitalize on all the revenue streams so that our fans, our sponsors, our donors, they feel good about giving to Fresno State. They should feel good about giving one gift to Fresno State instead of saying no to one entity or to 3 entities and saying yes to the other. So we want people to feel loved and feel like they're part of this family. You know, I'd like to go in real briefly on some of the core pillars and reasons why we did this. Number one, I would say, is the control. We believe Fresno State should control its brand, its assets, and its future. One thing that I've been very stern about in my 30+ years in college athletics is that I believe a university's most valuable asset is its IP. You should not be selling out your IP. And it's even more important now when we have student athletes that need to monetize their name, image, and likeness to be able to get marketing deals throughout the Central Valley. And now we have the ability to do that without paying an exorbitant fee to a third party to have them access our university IP. Number 2 is flexibility. We need the ability to move quickly, adapt quickly, and take advantage as opportunities as they come. You know, I don't know at this point what the future looks like for our football stadium, but I do know that we're working on it daily, and to be able to control the naming rights of the current facility, and let me start out by saying Valley Children's Hospital is an incredible partner. We're not, don't start some story that we're trying to replace them. These are great partners, they're great people, and we love the partnership we have with them. But the reality is that the naming rights for not just a stadium or the areas around it are critical to the financial piece of getting something built or something renovated, and we want to make sure that we control that flexibility. Entering a 10 to 15 year deal with someone, well, I'm going to be out of a job in 10, 15 years if we don't have something done to the football stadium, whether renovated or new. So that's irrelevant. We have to control the flexibility so we have that financial freedom in the future. The last piece is the alignment. You know, I talked about this earlier. This model allows us to better align all of our revenue streams. I want Tyler Mariucci and Ryan O'Rourke to be able to go to meetings together and feel good about coming back to meetings. If they're going into a Valley business, one may have the priority of tailgating and hosting their sponsors, hosting their clients, hosting their customers. Others may just want to give the scholarships to support Fresno State student athletes. But those conversations should be had together. And I want to make sure that we have alignment moving forward. And then the local alignment, right? One of the things I really underestimated when we made this move at Nebraska is how much local businesses like writing checks back to the university and not to a third party that's located in some other area. They want to know that their money is going back, their hard-earned money and their resources are going back to support Fresno State student athletes, and having this local alignment matters. And then the last piece would be the growth. This is about creating more opportunity, more creativity, more partnerships, and ultimately more resources for our student athletes. And one of the things that I like about moving to this model with Bulldog Sports Enterprises is that Chris and I have already had multiple conversations on not just the bottom line, but how does this impact fan experience? In fact, I love the idea that he's bringing to the table, and I know that the Red Wave is going to see some considerable differences at our football games and our basketball games and all of our sporting events moving forward, and that's important. That is something that in my first 2 years here, that I know that we need to improve. And it doesn't fall in our marketing office. They have probably the smallest budget in College One athletics when it comes to in-game experience. We need to find new creative ways to really enhance our student experience and our fan experience at all of our events. And we plan on doing that. So this is really important, and these are the main reasons why we're making this change. Why did we choose Bulldog Sports Enterprises and Chris Pacheco? Very simply. I don't know those of you that have met Chris. I'm sure everyone has. He's been in this town a lot longer than me. But this guy is a Bulldog through and through. I mean, I don't know when the call happened, Chris, but I know that Coach Tedford called you at some point in 2022 and said, Chris, we're falling behind in this arms race in college athletics. I need you to start a collective. I need you to help out Fresno State football. What does Chris Pacheco do? I see some of the people in here. I see Jim Hillscamp. I see Brian Richburg, Brian Panish, you name it. He got the business leaders of this town together and started a collective to help Fresno State football. He wasn't making money off this collective. He did this out of the goodness of his heart. There is not a man that cares more deeply about these Bulldogs than Chris Pacheco. There's not a man that has been more successful in radio, in a signage company, a guy that has a passion. I don't want to get him to start crying before he's going to cry through his remarks because that's how much he loves these Bulldogs. But this is someone, I want someone that is going to wake up every morning and think about how do we make the Bulldogs better? This place deserves that. This valley deserves that. And that's what we found with Chris Pacheco. And you've got to have more than just passion. You have to have a relentless effort towards success. And this guy has not failed in anything he's ever done in life. And I know he's not going to start at age 60. I think that's how old you are. Is that right? Did I get that right?
62.
62. He's not going to start at age 62. So we have a true alignment and a true partnership. And today we're excited to announce our new partnership with Bulldog Sports Enterprises. And I'll turn it over to Chris Pacheco.
Well, I really appreciate everybody being here. I know you all think I'm going to cry, but I'm not. I'm going to do my best not to, Nico. So
I'm calling your bluff.
You're going to lose those odds. But literally, you know, I'm elated, excited, waited 20 years for this moment. I'll start with this. Fresno State means a lot to me. I came here from LA to play football for Jim Sweeney. And like a lot of guys, he changed my life. But once you're here, you feel it. The people, the pride, the way this valley rallies around this place, it's just different. And I've been here ever since. Built my life here, built my businesses here. So getting a chance to partner with this university is something I take very seriously, and I consider it a privilege. This is an exciting change for Fresno State and the Valley. And what we're doing with Bulldog Sports Enterprises is pretty simple. We're going to do things differently. We're going to build this the right way. Valley first, Fresno State first. That means being more connected to the community, working with the businesses that believe in this place, creating partnerships that have meaning and provide value. It also means taking a hard look at how we show up for our fans. We've got a great fan base here. We always have, but there's more we can do. We can refresh the experience, make it better, make it something people are excited to be a part of, and not just on game days. We're going to invest in new ideas, new opportunities, and we're going to be really willing to try things that maybe haven't been done here before. That to me is a critical piece, being willing to try something different. Jim Sweeney used to say, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always be what you've always been. So it's time for us to make some changes, and I'm excited about that. We're going to build a team that reflects all of that. People who understand the Valley, people who care about Fresno State, people who are going to roll up their sleeves and go to work. I want to take a moment to introduce Ryan O'Rourke, our new Vice President General Manager, and the rest of our staff, Nico, Enrique, Carter, Joe, Phil, everybody that's here. Really appreciate everybody being here. It's gonna be an exciting team that's gonna go out and grind it every day, just like the blue collar mentality that we have in this valley. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Doing right by this university, doing right by this community, and making sure Fresno State is in a position to move forward and compete at the very highest level. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, but we're ready for it. Thank you, and go Dogs. Pay up, Nico.
One final message. The one thing that's really important to me and why we want to do this thing locally, there's a lot of reasons as we discuss, but I have a quick message to Valley businesses. This is your opportunity to get in, big or small. The one thing that I will always say is that with our move to the Pac-12, our visibility increases. Every football game is going to be in at least 60 million homes. We had 3 men's basketball games on national TV last year. A majority of our games are going to be on national TV this year in at least 60 million homes. We had 0 women's basketball games on national TV. We'll probably have 7 to 10 women's basketball games on national TV this year. This is about visibility. The exposure has never been greater. The stakes have never been higher with us going to the Pac-12. And if you own a business and you don't have an allegiance to Fresno State, I guarantee your customers do. Because when 83% of our college graduates stay in this valley, they are buying products from your business. You need to invest. There's no greater way to get reach for your business than giving to Fresno State Athletics. And if you don't want to support Bulldog Sports Enterprises, give to the Valley Co-op. Help us retain, recruit, and develop some of the best student athletes, because you can tell, if you looked at the coaches we've hired since I've been here, they are recruiting the heck out of this valley. Everyone wants, well, this is valley born, valley bred. Well, you know what? We're doing our part. We need businesses to step up to do their part, because the future is bright here. We have an incredible president. We have a transformational president that believes in athletics, that believes in this university, that has only worked at Fresno State. So it's time. The stakes are risen. It's not a cheap move to do the Pac-12, so we need the community to do their part. There's no better time than now. We're strategically positioning ourselves for the future, so we want everyone to be able to jump on board and be a part of what we're doing. It doesn't matter how you want to support us. There are ways for every person, every business to support Fresno State Athletics and our incredible student athletes moving forward. So thank you, and we're happy to take any questions that you may have this time.
Hey guys, Dylan Morgan, KC24, CBS 47. Good morning to both of you. So you talk about moving to a